Hello everybody! Hello everybody! Hello! How are we doing? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yes? We have a new microphone, a new setup. I am completely free. See? Nothing in my ears. Does it sound okay? Yeah, this is probably more my real voice, Paga, I would guess, since this is a better microphone, I think. My voice looks different. I like that. Hello, Paga. Hi, Ballet. Hello, Fabian. Hello, Dara. Oh, it's beautiful seeing you. Amanda, all of my friends. How are we today? Does it sound okay? Can you hear the music okay? Can you hear me? I'm so happy. We finally managed to become friends with the microphone. And it sounds really good, doesn't it? So I'm free. I'm free. 7 kids and an old man. Wow. Loads to do, huh? How are you feeling, Tara? I hope we can bring a little joy. Today I have some real subjects to talk about. Everything is real, but I have some things that I am super nervous to bring up, but I feel is important. So that is why it says real talk. But first off, isn't this amazing? I am sat on my little pillow here on my cushion, and I'm just speaking out into thin air. And I have music going in the background, same as you have, and a microphone that picks up everything, as should be. It's just so amazing. With this mic, your accent is more noticeable compared to the previous one. Oh yeah, maybe. I think it cut off quite a bit because it was in my hair, the other microphone. I hope you still like me. With this being closer to I think it's probably closer to my real voice. I don't know, we have to ask Bempers who can hear both. You have your procedure tomorrow. Wow, I love that for you, Tara. I was actually wondering, before we started streaming, I was thinking about you and how it's going, and it felt like you had not done it yet, but was very close to, and since it's tomorrow, love that for you. Everyone send your best wishes to Tara that it will work out okay. That's beautiful. Now we were a little bit scared that it wouldn't pick up on the reason why we've not used this microphone before, because we had it for a couple of weeks, but why we've not used it was because I become so silent. I can be so quiet, and we didn't really know how this beauty would be able to cope with it, but I think that we found a way finally. So I'm just so thrilled. Thank you, Tara. Yeah, I hope to be able to record some beautiful meditation videos with this microphone. But I would want to be able to reach back and forth. And as it is now, it's so sensitive that it needs to stay put the way it is. But I hope in the future that we can figure out a way to have it so that we can move it back and forth and do some ASMR and such. Yeah. Hello. So, I have some tough subjects to bring up today. I'm just gonna come closer to you guys. And then I hope we'll have a beautiful little evening together. Or day. Beautiful Tuesday. Together with some beautiful healing. The queue is open, as always. So just come on in. I hope it's open. We did close it for a little while to test that feature. But it should be open now. So just come on in if you feel like it. It's !joy, as always. And the small ones are also open. But I wanted to talk a little bit with you first. It's such an interesting experience talking out into nothing and having something pick it up. I love this. This was how I wanted it to be, so that I can move freely. And also it's really good on my ears, so I don't need to have these. I love these headphones that we've been using. I think they're brilliant, but it's very comfortable to just be literally just me. So, but before we start with the readings today, with our transferences, can you hear the music okay, by the way? Let me know if it's too loud. We have our studio man today, as per usual. I will get used to this, and then it will be difficult to go back to not having it here when we go back to work, you know? So, I want to touch on some subjects today, and I am super nervous, as you maybe can tell. I've spoken to some of you about this already, but I was a little bit, or I'm very scared of bringing it up, but I want to bring it up because I want to have all the cards on the table and to be that naked, in a sense, that I am completely transparent in how I experience my life, so that I can inspire you to be the same, because we shouldn't have to have anything we feel we can't share. We don't have to share everything, but we don't have to feel that we shouldn't be able to, if that makes any sense, so that we can still feel confident in who we are. And so the best way of doing this is to do it myself, right? And there is one part of me that is difficult, or there is so much to a person, but there is a part that I have a difficulty sharing, and I touched on it last week, and I just want to bring it up right here on the table. So I was in a social care system, and I was privileged because I didn't end up in too many families, and everyone that I met did their very best. But I did end up in a household where I was occasionally beaten for a while. This was by another child, so it was not by an adult, but I was beaten still. And this made me into sometimes consider that, unfortunately, to be the way of reaction, or the way to react. So me being so stressed, I'm very stressed. My foundation, my undercurrent, as we were discussing before, is stress. And so this is also a reason why I work with what I work with, to have my guides inspire you to find your way to your well-being, to inspire me to do the same and to work together as human beings. And I am I tend to put myself in a corner. I tend to feel cornered by myself. And when I do this and someone reach out to me with love, I have the tendency, unfortunately, to lash out, to push that away, because I feel I don't deserve it and I am scared. And so, unfortunately, I sometimes go to use violence or my words. And because of being beaten before, violence is something that I am prone to be using, and it's something that is really that I really don't like about myself. But I try to appreciate in order to acknowledge it, see where it comes from, so that it doesn't have to happen again in hurting people that I love, hurting anyone, but also especially people I love. So this is something that I wanted to bring up and to say that I'm not perfect. And being a healer and also someone who acts on violence is something that it just didn't correlate for me. And it's something that I've been thoroughly ashamed of. But we need to bring it up so that we can meet it, so that we can see how to not go that way anymore. It is an act of being scared and terrified, and unfortunately I have been shown to react this way. My body has gotten used to it. It doesn't happen that often, and it's not that much of violence, but it still is. And so I do not want to say anything in order to make it sound less than what it is, and I take full responsibility for it. I am just scared of sharing because I am terrified of people seeing me for well, I don't want to make it even more complicated than what it is. I just want to share it so that we can be open. And what it is with me is that when this is out, this is probably all except for the integrity of my twin. This is probably all of me now that is out there. And it feels so good to be sharing it, but it is terrifying at the same time. But I do this in order to be better, in order to find another way and to inspire together, is what I hope. Nobody is perfect. I personally don't see any reasons why you have to defend yourself. Everybody has its own experience from past. Yeah. Pray for honesty, no matter how hard it is to speak your truth. It is really difficult. But another reason why I feel it's so important that we talk about this is that I see a tendency with energy workers, with light workers, and this is the other subject that I wanted to bring up. I am just so sorry. It's just so difficult for me to be talking about this because I am afraid of that part of myself, which is why I say to all of you and all of my clients, let's meet that. And so I hope to inspire for all of us to meet every part of us, to see what is anchored, to do something about it so that we can appreciate it and not shove it off, because it's when we shut the door that it really starts to make noise. And another reason, and the other subject that I wanted to bring up truly, is that with light workers and people in general, but especially with light workers, I see the tendency of thinking that we should do everything by ourselves. Healers especially should not need anyone else to heal them because they're healers themselves. I see this as being an awful loss of opportunity and of love. Of course we should heal us. Of course we should heal ourselves with others. Because healing is healing ourselves, right? No matter who you receive it from, it's you giving healing to yourself. But we need that other perspective. It's absolutely wonderful to be able to help each other out and to gain that perspective that can help you see other parts of you that you might be missing because you are so focused or you're so close to it, that what is, if you step away, a further bit away is have different angles. When you're so up close to it, all you can see is this one perspective. So it's beautiful to have others, and I think it's so important and beautiful, and a beautiful opportunity to work together. But unfortunately, I see so many thinking they need to be perfect in order to be healers. They need to be perfect healers, and they should always be healed themselves. And if they're not, they can't talk about it. And I find it to be so sad. And the reason why I bring this up now as well is because I have a dear friend and colleague of mine who were gonna host an event, and then the coronavirus popped up, this pandemic, right? And it affects everyone. But what is happening now is that people are accusing this, my friend, of, well, stealing money or taking their money, because the money has been spent to plan the event. But when the event didn't happen, now everyone is expecting to have their money back. But they are not getting their money back, my colleague, either, because they've spent everyone took their part into planning this event, and no one got anything out of it other than exchange of energy, because everyone, my friend included, were depending on attendance to get some money back. So everyone has lost money, if we're going to talk about money, because now it seems very important, which is another thing that I find so sad, that someone is so prompt to be getting this money right, or this, instead of actually spending time with their family and caring for what really matters. They're on my friend now. And what I find is that everyone sits in their own corners and want to do everything by themselves. And then we are in this boat together, and we are throwing water at one another to have the boat sink. When we're in the same boat, we're still splashing water on another instead of talking to each other. And this is why I felt this being so important to bring up. But I like the analogy, We sit in this boat. Everyone loses out. Well, if we're going to talk about money. And instead of then gaining friendship or understanding with each other and helping each other out, meeting each other because we're in the same situation, instead we lose also that. And we sit in the same boat, splashing water. And the boat's gonna sink. Instead of talking and finding a way out, maybe seeing, okay, where are we actually on this ocean? What can we see? I think it's unfortunate. And I hope you find it's okay that I just wanted to share this. Which part of yourself scares you? Oh, it's the part that becomes violent, Fabian, when I'm scared. It's the stress. So that is what I really want to meet, to appreciate, to find a way for it to become a natural part of my flow, instead of creating these blockages and this strain, this training. I think most of those healers have to start dropping out the mentality of being perfect and being seen like that. It's more appealing for others, someone who's real, than someone who seems perfect. The world needs more real people. Yeah, but I can understand why it's so important. People are depending on you. It can feel like you are the one who can be there because of your profession, and so therefore you want to be a clean slate. But what is so beautiful, and what I talk about so much, is that we're missing out on the interaction part. We as human beings, as healers, are part of that interaction. And us being us brings even more perspective. And the more perspective, the better. In how I feel, personally. Hi, Luna! I have a wonderful day. Yes, we are talking about some tough subjects. And it's, you know, this feeling when you look down on yourself. Oh, both of you know this too well. You have something underneath that you are afraid of sharing and that you don't even want to open the latch on. And then you realize, you know what, let's meet this. Because the more we hide it out, the more we leave it behind, the more we shut it in, the greater the voice will become, the greater noise it will make. So instead we meet it, you know this feeling when you actually feel you can let it go. What is it that I say? Meet it, greet it, thank it, and let it go being just what it is. This is what I am doing right now. And also coming out as human. That's a beautiful expression, isn't it? It's beautiful seeing you, Avea. And you too, Luna. Happy Tuesday, yeah. I am free. I have a new microphone. Isn't this amazing? So my ears are free. Yeah. How are you doing today? We're also talking about how healers sometimes or usually see themselves needing to work themselves and by themselves and should be this perfect image and perfect person to look up to, and missing out on being them in the process and to helping each other. And I said that I was talking about how a friend has had some real lashback, if that even a word, I'm sorry, but where they were going to host an event and then the pandemic happened, and instead of people realizing that we sit in the same boat and we can learn something from each other, we start to splash water at each other in the boat, so have the boat sink instead of talking to each other and look around and see where are we actually on this journey. Instead we start splashing water on each other, and I really like this analogy. Sarah's not plugged in, no. Have a new friend? Oh really? I would love to meet them, Tara. Tell me. And I will start with the readings. I'm sorry, I just really wanted to bring this up for a discussion. I wanted to come clean. I wanted to stand naked, in a sense, and just be me. Hi, new friend, yeah. Who's your new friend, Tara? You want to tell us about it? About them? And then, Tara, you are the first in queue. So, tell us about your new friend and see what you would like today. I think it's okay to just shout and not force long a reading. You're not a machine, you're human, and we love you, human. Oh. I know, I just felt it was so important to bring it up. You know, I spoke to you about this before, Luna, that I brought up today. And it feels so nice to just be naked, in a sense, yeah. And to be who we are. Working with those taboos, even for myself, you know, in order to live a happy life. It doesn't matter what we do with it, because it's still here. Life is happening right now, but it's beautiful. I just think it's beautiful if we can live it the best way we can. But it doesn't matter because it's happening. But hey, if we can make it happy, and if we can make it be even more beautiful, why not? And it feels really good. I recently hired a housekeeper, and she's a beautiful person. I'm working on getting her device so she can get on Twitch with. Oh! Her name is Dawn. She's an older woman, been through a lot. I love that name. And I love her energy. It's beautiful. Her previous relationship was a lot of abuse. Last year has been horrible. I told her about you yesterday and showed her a little clip. She loved you. Huh? Details on the icing on the cosmic cake, but it's still a lovely cake. I agree. Dawn, Tara, her energy, just the sniff I got. Absolutely wonderful. I would love to meet her, my friend. So lovely, and I'm so sure she appreciates your care and actions to provide her a device to join a wonderful community. She's more than welcome. Yeah. You know, when you get a sniff of that kind of energy, you just feel so grateful wondering the same hers. You know? Everyone is so beautiful, and why I react in such a way is when we can see inspirations for ourselves. But I would love to meet her, truly. If you want to talk about such things, go for it. We will listen to you and try to help you as best as possible, but I don't see any real reasons or needs that you have to defend yourself or show your weaker sides, only for giving yourself a legitimation for things you say and perform. Well, I don't feel I need to defend myself. I see how it can look like I'm doing that, and that is what I want to step away from. But it's so easy to go into that when you're afraid of, it's the law of attraction, right? So when you're afraid of defending yourself, you will defend yourself, right? It will come out of that way, because it's the law of attraction. When we are driving the car, we will end up where we are looking. And so what I'm trying to do is this difficult thing is when I'm so afraid because of what I've been through before, of losing the grip of myself in a way, and the people I love. As many can resonate with here, I have lost people I love many times over, and so I'm just scared of ending up in that situation again, and that is something that my body is used to, and so I end up defending what I have, and in that defending my position in it and me. But I hope not. I want to not do it, but it happens. But I want us to talk about it so that we can come away from that, so we can appreciate that, in order to then create an appreciation and acknowledgement for it. And this beautiful word that I can't remember that we spoke of last stream. But thank you, Fabian. It means a lot. Have a one of these days. I would love meeting her. Ready to get and tear it up, yeah. Losing people is not completely avoidable, no. Friends come, friends go. It's hard to accept, but I think it's part of the flow of life. It is. We can see it as being soulmates sometimes, in that it depends on how we look at it. Some people see it as soulmates for it being a reason that they're there and us sharing the experience. When I say that I lost people I love, I have lost friends, yes, but more so I've lost families a couple of times, and having to be in, even I was a child, but even then it's still in my bones, you know. I'm just gonna check, because Bempus is writing me, so maybe there is something off with the stream. I'm just gonna check what's going on. Oh, yes! Sorry guys, I missed captions. I just went into stream completely. There, it should be. No, wait. Here it is. Now captions should be on. I'm so sorry I missed that. Is it better now? I was so nervous and so excited, so eager into going into the stream, so I forgot to put captions on. I I think it should become there. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But yes, I have been pulled out of families when I was younger several times because I'm not fitting in, because I'm not being enough. And so because of that, when I feel I found my family in a sense that I have now, I am afraid of being, taken from that because I'm not enough. Even though I'm an adult now, this still lies in my bones, and I know that it does for many people. And so that's why I share it, not to get any pity, rather discuss the situation and just being honest in how I feel. Because I can say over and over that this shouldn't affect me because I'm an adult, but it still does because it's me and I am me. So I'm not going to hide it. I'm not going to hide from it and say that, oh, it doesn't affect me anymore, because my reality is my reality. And what I want to inspire is for people to live their reality and to not be afraid of sharing. And like I said, you decide what you share, but when we're afraid of sharing something, there might lie something in there that have us learn more about ourselves if we look into it. She broke my heart. We had a beautiful talk. It's like we were meant to meet. Yeah. She felt so appreciated when she left my home yesterday. And that you can provide her with something to do as well. It's her way of collecting her thoughts to help others. You're so similar in this way, but also because things have happened so much, having a job that gives you the opportunity to collect your thoughts in a way that what you are giving her does, it means so, so very much. Just the sniff I got from her energy, and it's so beautiful. I'm gonna stop saying sniff of energy, but I think you know what I mean. You're amazing as you are, Sarah, and the people who left you when you shared with them about this, they are the ones who lost because they lost a chance to have an amazing friend as you are. They probably meet someone else that fits them better, that is for them. And it's okay, but I do have in my bones, I am still so afraid of this, and I know that many people are, and that's why I share it. It's okay to have things left from your childhood that you react to, because your childhood is still part of your life. It's part of your journey, and it's part of what has taught your body to be the way that it is. So to shield away from that and to say that, no, I'm an adult now, yes, it might help in it giving you inspiration to see it from a different perspective. But if this is something that is causing you, I'm not going to say pain, but if it's something that is definitely a part of your prompt realization of yourself, meet it, because it's just you. And all of us have this child inside. Been worrying about me a bit more. My feet are so smooth. What are you doing? Oh, seems like you're getting some self-care that we talked about in previous bubble gummies. Yeah. Oh, I love it. That's beautiful. Tease of energy. Yeah. I can understand that fitting better. Yeah, in the situation, and that's okay. Been still in pampered shift too. Yeah, I think it was every time I turn my head. Wow. Lots of love. Oh, Emma! Hi, love. I saw your messages, love. I've just had a absolute crazy day. I hope you're okay, love. Beautiful seeing you. Hi. Oh, a hug. I've flown in and out of many friendships. I don't mind because I believe we meet each other at the exact right times. Yeah, I believe the same. How are you today, Emma? There's a lot going on, I feel. So, Tara, you are in queue. What would you like today? I want to call you love today. What would you like? Would you like a reading, a healing, focused, or general? You good? How do you like this setup, Emma? I am free. I have nothing in my ears. A mini healing, of course. Would you like a focused one? What kind of a mini healing are you thinking? I hope you guys can hear this beautiful music. You should be able to, right? Can Bembus confirm the music? Please? If you're here, love. Oh, that's good. Thank you. And at that, the music ended. What would you like for a mini healing? What are you thinking, Tara? I'm gonna bring in the... We've been moving the entire room about. Okay, I'm gonna bring the water. That's right, it's time for me to go out and get a new little friend to work with as a wand. They've been asking me for a couple of days. I need to go do that. Anyone telling you what I need? Okay. Let's open up the frequency and see what comes. I have a cat here. No, not a cat here. I have a cat hair in my little water. I watered my face. Okay. I'm gonna put this into like this. Let's see, Tara. Just have to move this a little bit, sorry. We've been moving everything around, so it's a little bit clunky. Tara. Okay, yeah, I definitely want to work with your chest today. With your stress level, because it feels like it's very, very wavy. It goes up and down like this. So I definitely want to work here connecting it to the grounding of your feet, because you said your feet feels very smooth. I feel a very calm energy in general, and especially flowing through your tummy, but I feel I really want to work with the stress levels, and with it I want to work with what is here in your chest. I'm just waiting on the music. Any music want to work with me? Okay. So it's in your chest going up your throat. I feel the tension here. So it feels like part of your body feels like it's very, very soft, almost a bit heavy, in it being very relaxed, but in a heavy way. And here I feel some tension in your throat and chest area, so this is where I want to work today. So I'm just gonna bring that up. Create this little beautiful rainbow whirlwind. There you are, yeah, it's definitely the chest. Anything you resonate with, Tara? Because I feel the lock right here. I'm gonna build that up, and then I'm gonna see if I can find your frequency even clearer. The lumps, yeah. Okay. It's simply about calming it down today, calming the energy down. Your body is transforming in a very prompt way, in that everything is moving about right now. And so the body feels almost alien. And I'm not just talking about your tummy now, but your body in general. It feels like something that you observe from afar, but being within. So it's difficult to quite understand your own body, is what I'm getting, if this is something that you resonate with today. And I feel it being very, very located at your right hand side chest, actually. So I want to work right there. You felt very weird, yeah. And it's in the body. It feels like the body is almost floating in a sense that you can't really get to grasp with. So it feels like it's something that it's there and it's heavy, but the energy is still soft. On a cloud, yeah. So soft but floating. That's perfect, yeah. So let's just meet your chest. There it is. Okay, there's a cluster here. I'm gonna use my cluster wand. I'm gonna bring it out, see what this is about. Okay. I don't want to talk too much about this and too openly about it, but we spoke about your relationship to your father before, and you are still not completely comfortable in this relationship and what we spoke about. I feel this is what makes the foundation of this cluster, with so much more, of course, but this is part of the foundation of this cluster, and with it things get stuck. It's like a magnet. When everything moves about in your body because of the activation that you've done yourself and that we worked with, you and I, and you started this activation of your own healing orbs and having everything literally move around inside of your body. This cluster is still here, and it works like a magnet, so things that come floating, or not, maybe a fishing net rather, things that come floating, they moves all around the body, and then it comes floating next to this in your chest, this cluster it's by your heart, but it's on the right hand side of your chest, and it works a little bit like a fishing net, so things get stuck to it when it floats past. And this is what creates these lumps, these feeling of there is a pressure there. Your world is echoing around you. Yeah, I can understand that. So let's bring this out. Here it comes. Ooh, okay. And let's pull it out. Do you feel a difference? I feel a bit lightheaded. Okay. we don't have much time. Let's see what we can do. You want to come out? Okay. Let's meet this. Bring a little bubble. There's a difference now, yeah. Start feeling your own feet. It's so much located in this cluster because this is about how you look at yourself in relationship to how you saw your father portray how he looked at you, in a sense, that we spoke about before. And so this is you being in this world where you are starting to open up and really starting to cherish yourself. There is still this judgment being held on you, and it is located mainly in this cluster. Well, not mainly, but a great part of it is located in this cluster. There. Let's have your child in you meet it. There. And then let's bring it back slowly to let it become a part of the natural flow. There. And the light-headed again, okay. Let's welcome it back, Tara. It's okay. Okay. You have closed off a little bit because it was such a good feeling not being in this floaty space. So you have closed up a little bit. So I'm gonna have your guide help you with bringing this back very slowly and in a way that you feel comfortable with. So I'm gonna bring a little bit of a bubble your way, and inside of the bubble I'm gonna have this meridian flush powder that I've started working with, and I'm actually gonna fill the bubble with this, and then I'm gonna send it your way to help with the re-entrance, if that makes any sense. The re-entry, sorry. I think you asked for a mini healing, and I think this feeling that you got when we removed the cluster, this feeling your feet, making sense of the world, of your body in a sense, I think this was what you needed today, that you can still indeed have this experience, and that we are slowly going to work on this cluster so that you can breathe. But now you have experienced how it can feel, and it will slowly and gently come back into your body, but hopefully not creating the blockage, but slowly becoming part of the natural flow instead. So I think that was the very small little thing that you wanted today. How are you feeling, Tara? Beautiful, exactly what I wanted. I feel great. Yeah, beautiful. Thank you, Tara. I was checking if they wanted us to do some more, but I truly feel this was the little push that can really help you also tomorrow, in what will happen tomorrow. So thank you, Tara. Truly. I'm asking them over and over if there's a figurine or but no. This was all that was needed today. So thank you. Thank you for letting me bring you that. That's beautiful. I love that. But the stream was also playing downstairs on the TV, and my boyfriend couldn't identify where the noise was coming from. Now he's much more relaxed, and I think he's receiving some secondhand healing rays. Oh, I love that. It can also be the beautiful music. But that makes me so happy. Beautiful. He needs it too. He deserves it. It's a beautiful soul. Even though he doesn't see it himself. Anything you resonate with, Amanda? Paga, you wanted a... Okay, figurine pull. What do we want for Paga today? There's actually a message coming through, Paga, that I would want us to talk about, just you and I, between the two of us. And I would want to work with my guides with this in what we work with in the healing, because this is actually something that I do not want to bring it on stream, or I'm being asked not to bring it up. At the same time, they truly are asking me to bring it up, but bring it up with you. So I want us to do this in private, if that would be okay. The figurine pull. I can pull the figurine, but I want us to talk about the message in private at a later time. It is not about that in particular, no. But I can pull the figurine, but it will be a silent one, and then we talk about it, just you and I, at a later stage, if that would be okay. And I know I'm not trying to have you even more confused than what you already are, but I do feel this is something that I want to talk to you in private. This is the figurine. I think it's a, not a throne. Oh no! I think it's not a throne. I think it's a, what's it called? A, oh, what are they called? These chairs that you can... What are... Grandpa's chair? No, what are they called? A rocking chair! Thank you, love! A rocking chair! Yeah. But I want to talk to you in private about the message, because they are asking me to do so. If that would be okay, Paga? Relaxed. Yeah. Oh, we have it in German. Oh, I can't pronounce that. I'm sorry, Fabian. But you wanted one sentence encouragement as well. Stop fussing and get dancing. Santhan! Hi, my friend. Beautiful seeing you. How are you? Fussing means doing all the little things. To fuss. To to put energy into the small things and to repeatedly do so, maybe, is a way that you can describe it. Fussing, yeah. How would you describe it, Luna? It's putting energy into the small things and doing so in a repeated manner, I would say. Or trying to take care of someone else is also a part of it. And doing so in a very... It's a delicate, but it's so much fussing that it doesn't really become that delicate in a way. And we can say Diana is fussing. Focus on the little things instead of just relax and enjoy flow. Yeah. I want to read him, but I just dismantled my altar. I feel like I can't stop now. Wow, you go, Amanda! Things are happening, huh? Yeah. So does that make more sense to you, Paga? No, it does, yeah. The whole room is changing layouts. I love that for you. I love this. Please share if you feel like it afterwards. Last part was dancing, right? Yeah. Stop fussing and get to dancing. Yeah. Senten. Oh. Senten. Don't forget to lie down and enjoy what you have created. I was gonna try to shape the message, but no, the message was just that. Remember to lie down and enjoy what you created as well. Thank you. Dance is love, yeah, it is. Luna dear, you hate dancing. There is so much, you have so many opportunities, Fabian, to meet parts of yourself. You know that each time something is triggering you, or each time something comes up that you feel you need to express yourself being against, there is something in that. There is an opportunity to meet yourself in that. Don't have to, like we discussed before, but it's a beautiful opportunity if you would want to do it. You know? You created many things recently, mainly astral objects. I was going to talk about how it's so important to realize that you are part of it, but they really wanted it in this way, that what you've created. So that was the message. Everyone needs chill pills today. Yeah. So, I remember the day my father used to feed a fox who would come to his workplace when I was a child, and I associated a fox with what you said. Some things to help people project from things to help defend others. I've not fully enjoyed or not thought of it, so that makes sense. Okay. I love you talking to each other in chat. I love this. It's so beautiful. But Luna, if I'm not interrupting your enjoyment in chat, what would you like today, my friend? Would you like a reading, a healing, specific or general? No, it's okay. What would you like for a transference today, dear? I am gonna try too much energy up high, and I'm trying to play with supplies instead of organizing them. Well, that's beautiful. Maybe you can play with them in organizing, so them finding their home, you know? Just looking for guidance. Like, I feel things are growing, but I also feel like I might need to learn something to be more helpful. Okay, the first thing coming through, and you will not be surprised with this, Luna. The first thing coming through is the question, being helpful to who? And I know this is the exact thing that you've been talking to yourself about and telling yourself in how you need to help yourself first. But I feel, yeah, this is the exact sentence that's been going round and round in your head. But it is very true in that who is it actually that you are trying to help? Because it starts from within, as you know. Everyone and always being helped regardless. I learn things. So you just want to know if there's anything new or anything that you can think of that would... something that you can change in order to be more helpful. Is that the question? Me to learn something. Okay. Let's find your frequency, Luna. Okay. So I meet one of your guides, and she is literally jumping up and down, so happy in things moving. So what I feel, truly, I don't usually talk about future, right? I'm not a fortune teller in that sense. But I think talking to Amanda about moon and moonstones and the phases of the moon crystals, all of these moon crystals especially, and working with the crystals in the reflection of the moon's different, how the moon moves, I truly feel is something that is next for you, and that is something that is coming in, and you already have been feeling it because you are so close to the moon. Really working with that, especially in the crystals. I see this happening. So I would talk to Amanda actually about crystals, and I would talk about her in using, they're talking about rose quartz as well. Is that something that is common in this teaching, Amanda, that you know of? Because they're talking about rose quartz, and they're talking about these different crystals to work with the phases of the moon and to channel that feminine energy in your work. Because what you are doing with your, definitely continue working with the tarot cards, but you are now to this point where you're starting to channel different energies, different entities in a more focused way, in a more focused manner, depending on what energy the person who is receiving the reading is in and which frequency they resonate with. And this is quite fascinating. This is in a new way for me than what I usually do. You have a very stretched way of seeing these energies in, and I think that's very beautiful, and it's really starting to stretch you up even more. And so with this, I would definitely like I said, I would talk to Amanda about the different phases of the moon in its reflections in the crystals and the feminine energy. Because I feel you need that, you need to be in that power in order to also meet the masculine. But I feel you're being drawn to find your confidence in the feminine energy of the moon. You were telling me how you had a reading before with something that you were so never met before. And with this, talking about this in this way that I'm doing is also very foreign to me. But I truly feel this is what is coming through and what needed to be said today. Yeah. So Amanda, would you say if I can ask you if it's okay? Because they are definitely talking about rose quartz in regards to the feminine energy and the moon energy. Is this something that you would resonate with, my friend? Yeah. Okay. Because I see very clear crystals and crystals who are on the pink side and very clear and very white. It's very much in this general area of colors. And they're also soft. It's a hard material, but they're also soft in energy and how it's like they need each other to become this strong force, in a sense, I feel. Okay, that's beautiful. I would really talk to Amanda about this, Luna, and to focus on the feminine energy in that you find your heart and your sisters, to be honest. It's very, very feminine, this, in the energy, but that is what is coming through, so that you find your own heart in that you can take on the other energies that then come in and to appreciate them as much. But I feel you do have difficulty with some energies, and your way of finding peace within in order to also meet these energies with the moon is what is coming through, and the moon's energy today. David! Hi! Yeah. So that is how I feel. A very, very little push, a very little guidance, but I hope that it will help and take with what resonates. If pink really, really doesn't vibe with you, then there's a green version of amethyst called Pearl. Oh, that's beautiful. I just feel I saw these greens, but I think that we start with the white and the pink, and in this, and then end clear. It just feels like that is the guidance that you were looking for today. But green is beautiful, yeah. But that's something I feel we can take in a little bit later, perhaps. Does it make any sense? Do you resonate with it, Luna? Because I think you were asking to help more people, is that you feel sometimes some energies are difficult for you to comprehend and to feel confident in meeting, and everyone has this, but for you I feel this is the way to go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, it's how I would, because I feel I was just checking, because one other thing that is something that I also wanted to bring up is that people can get drunk on spirituality. If I may say that. It's very controversial, but it's how I feel. People sometimes get drunk on spirituality, and they think it is when we work with spirituality, it's the only thing that we can do. And instead of seeing it being part of so much else, other things exist for a reason. The same thing goes for why spirituality exists. Everything exists for a reason. And I was looking to see if there was something else that you could do. But for you right now, Luna, I truly feel going into this and finding your way in how you want to work is what you were looking for in your guidance. And so this is truly what came through. Yeah. My female guide name is Sarah, by the way. I don't think I ever told you. Yeah, it was a woman. She was jumping up and down and saying, she starts to listen to me. I want to do all these things. Yay! You know, a little bit like that. Almost like she was on a trampoline. It was beautiful seeing. I love it. Ara, hi. You woke up early enough to catch a stream. Oh, hi, welcome. Oh, like it's better. I'm not looking to escape, just aid. I feel like this is my work. Yeah. I agree. Beautiful. Thank you for letting me give you that. You know, I'm so new to this, so I feel I need to stay with an energy for. If I don't stay long enough, I don't. You know this. You know this so well. If we don't stay long enough, we feel like we're not giving us it all. But today it was just simple. Sometimes it's so beautiful when it is, you know. And we shouldn't try to manipulate. Like I said before, when we manipulate energy or when we manipulate anything, the only reason I can see for doing that is if we truly don't believe in it, you know, or in ourselves. So just listen instead. But it is difficult. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Crystal energies can do that to people, and having them drunk on energy, or how do you mean? You were making a sideball for a sec? Are you referring to my healing bubbles, or what were you referring to, Senton? Because I have my healing bubbles I work with, if that is what you were thinking of, maybe. How are you, Ara? It's beautiful seeing you. How are you today? We are having a beautiful stream today. Everything just feels... I feel I can be me, and I think that shows. You were making a bubble a second ago. When did you see this? Because during Luna's stream, I wasn't making a bubble. But sometimes I collect energy. I do this to think and to feel. So maybe that was what you were seeing. I do this to read energy sometimes. And to just experience, to feel in what is. Maybe that was what you were thinking about. Can remember the last time I felt this hyped. Yeah, I feel hyped too. I don't know what it is, but it's lovely. I love it. So many people are talking about the strawberry moon right now, and how people's energy levels are up the roof, and how relationships that are usually a bit difficult comes natural, and relationships that usually comes natural is now getting to be a bit difficult. It's quite interesting how that works out, but it's also is true in the sense that I have always had an issue with myself, and in that communicating with others when it's not in my work, so especially family members. And recently we've been around meeting up with family members and friends, and it just feels everything just comes natural. It is really fascinating. So I feel sorry for those who experience the opposite, but at the same time this also brings in the different perspectives. So if we see it for the opportunity that it is, when we meet an obstacle, the opportunity it is for looking at it from different angles. It's really beautiful. I saw you bring your hands like they were holding a bubble a few minutes ago, but quickly put it down. I felt a small calm energy slowly going to it. So I was wondering if that is what it was. Yeah, I have these bubbles that I create in calming myself down, but also listening to the frequency and the energy. It's a little something I do. Yeah, it's beautiful that you picked up on it. But sometimes I do, yeah. Well, I'm so glad hearing you doing good, Ara. Oh, talking to Peggy Grace really energized me. That's beautiful. I'm so thrilled to see you come together. It's beautiful. I love that. Emma, are you still here, love? And are you ready for your transference? If you are. It is a very calming energy, something. What would you like today, Emma? Would you like a healing, a reading, specific, or general? Sorry, I just saw so much energy coming in. What do you feel you will want today? I'm so not used to talking just like this. I have no headset. I don't know when I'm gonna get used to it. I love it though. A general reading or a general healing? Reading, okay. I see so many different sides to the same story today, Emma. There are so many it feels like you are telling yourself one story, trying to keep to it, feeling another story and trying to keep to that. It's so many different sides of the same coin today. I feel this heavy energy because I know that you reached out to me and I've not responded in a little while, and there's things that you want to share with people in general, but things you want to keep to yourself. And it's you have this beautiful energy in we are moving on, and you feel very much this is happening, but at the same time you also have this that is always hanging over you, because when you look yourself into the mirror, or imagine yourself looking yourself into the mirror, as I know that you've spoken to me about before, but it's also this that wanting to share. It's not just what you are experiencing, what is coming through is truly how you have actually found yourself sharing more things recently than what you've done before previously. And when you start sharing, and I'm not just talking about with me, but with people in general, you have always shared yourself, or your opinions, but you're sharing another part of you, or from a different perspective today, which makes it interesting, because you're also starting to observe this within yourself, that you are getting used to sharing. And now there's almost like you have a backlog of things that you want to share. And this fascinates you, I feel, truly. It becomes heavy because it piles up, but at the same time it fascinates you in the feeling like you really want to actually share it. And so I feel yourself observing yourself very much today, and becoming fascinated with what you see. And when you go back and talk about how you also experience life being pain, you still see that in a way that you're observing yourself from a third eye perspective, in a sense. And you do this on things more and more. I know when we spoke about Meridian Flush the other day, thank you once again for everyone who joined, or to everyone who joined. It was absolutely beautiful. But when we sat down and we spoke about it, I saw that you were writing things down, and this is the part of you, or how you are starting to see the world a little bit, and how you're also starting to see yourself is through the observer point of view, rather than the suffocated one. And it's quite interesting, and I think you are finding yourself to be quite interested in this. Would you resonate with this? So it feels like you are more and more, you're starting to say, okay, you know what? You felt very ill yesterday, but it's whatever. But it just feels like whatever happens, and this is part of it, because I see this thing that you are going through, and this heaviness, but at the same time, a part of you is saying you're waiting to see what the world can throw at you, because you feel more ready for it than what you ever did before. And so I see all these things happening, but at the same time, the undercurrent, like we said before, feels like it really is building up strong. And I'm not saying this just because I want it to be this way for you. I truly feel this being the case. And if you don't resonate, I'm sorry, but I truly, for me, from my perspective, because this is the thing, you're saying that you felt ill and that you feel awful. I see this heaviness around you, but I see your point of view, your perspective having changed, having shifted, and you're observing yourself in a way that you didn't do before. I'm just looking into you, saying that you felt so ill, because it feels like you, even this fascinates you in a sense, because you are watching yourself from a third eye perspective. Like I said, you're in it and you're suffering, but you're also observing, and this is really beautiful. Things that really hurt you before and made you feel less worthy, when people ignore you, for example, or you feel ignored, especially that feels like you are seeing it from a different perspective. Sorry, my throat's acting up because I know that I'm not responded to your messages, but it feels like that part, that response inside of yourself is different from what it was before. And I feel you reacting to that today. And with today, I just mean now in general. Over the past few weeks, it's just gotten more and more open. It feels like you're ready to, or you're starting to question whether it could be that you're actually ready to take on the world. This having been your dream before, something that you have spoken about and knowing that it is possible, but you have said you've put more effort or more energy into those words than what you've actually felt within yourself. But now you're starting to also see that path being possible. And that will of course throw you some it will cause haywire, but it will also throw you some curveballs, was what I was looking for. But it it just feels like it's also preparing you for taking on the world. And I feel you are fascinated with this within yourself. I know I'm repeating myself a lot, but it's just a beautiful energy in general. I see this stickiness, I see this heaviness, I see this disappointment, but I see taking on all of that with new confidence. And that is what is sticking out to me. Truly. Not just in the way that you've asked for others to see themselves and to help them see themselves. You're actually also starting to ripe the fruits yourself. You're starting to, I don't know why I say ripe the fruits, harvest the fruits, but you know what I mean. You're starting to also experience this that you've been preaching about. Using that word loosely, but you know what I mean. It's really inspiring. Don't forget that you have every right to be feeling what you are feeling though, and you felt ill yesterday. That's okay, and we meet that. But if it just feels truly you are looking at your life in a more and more healthy way, because I'm not scared of you denying things for yourself. I'm not scared of you hiding from yourselves either. It just feels like you're truly just seeing it from different perspectives. You are becoming the observer that you always were, but you are realizing the power in that. And that is absolutely amazing. And I'm looking, because I'm not denying you your pain that you're going through, but I'm just saying I want to bring up the confidence in meeting that pain. So let me see. Because this is the thing, so much is coming up. You know, you being terrified and scared and feeling ill and all these negative emotions, but all of it is packed into this package of something that you can now handle and get a grip on. And that is what is so fascinating to me. You go, girl. Truly. I know I say that all the time, and I am not putting a blind eye on your pain, but rather I am just so inspired by seeing your confidence. Soon the real party's gonna start. But it's fascinating. And it's beautiful. You know, there's 2 figurines that wants to join you today. Are you ready? First, I know there were 3 of them, but there's 2 who want to join today. First, we have this little one. And then see, it's about evolving. You are still the child within you. And you're on the very same path you've always been. But it's so beautiful and opening up and starting to see it. Temporary victories are just that temporary, so I keep this going as he would have wanted. Yeah. But I think you too also want it. When it comes down to it, Emma, I think you always wanted this for yourself. You want this for everyone, so why would you not be included in that? Hi Vanishan, Vanish Koni. Vanishing Goni 7. Hi. Why would you not be included in that? We are evolving. And aren't these absolutely beautiful? I love these. Can we have a little focus? You see how beautiful they are. So it's what he would have wanted, yes, but it's also what you want. For everyone. And you are included in that. So it's beautiful. I think you take these. I think they mean also a reference to him in being father and daughter. But it's also your path, Emma. That reminds me of some bands. What is this now? It's beautiful. But you also feel there's something that you want to share. So what is it that you feel you want to share, Emma? That you can share here in chat? Because I'm not putting a blind spot on your pain. I just really want to embrace that confidence in meeting the pain. And what a strength in the journey and inspirational. Got the elephant last time. You did! You got the wooden elephant, didn't you? I think. I have a couple of different elephants. So thank you, Emma, for letting me share that. But I think it's also something that you don't be afraid of sharing also your pain. We still listen. But we also love to share the victory of being alive, right? And all that it's part of it. Thank you. We are here for you, Emma. Even when you feel you're not your best. And when you feel you're on top of the world. And everything in between. Well done, Vanishing Goni. Vanishing Goni. I'm sorry for mispronouncing your name. And thank you, Senton. Croissant! It's literally the game for me, and I've been crying for a solid 20 minutes. Oh, the stream is so lovely. It warms my heart that we can bring a little joy. Croissant. It's beautiful having you here. Oh, welcome to the corner. I hope that you will enjoy your stay, my friend. And thank you for following. Welcome to the community. If all you can do your best in your rows, you will change for sure, and no one can ever take that away from any of you. Remember the mirror in that, Emma. Just saying. Oh, hi, Red. Long time no see. How are you, dear? Hi. It's a red. Yeah, it is. How are you doing? I have a new setup. I have nothing in my ears. No headset. It's so confusing, but lovely. Okay, let's see something. greatest is so difficult in Swedish. That it can mean so much. Gary är absolut bäst. Är den bästa. Och alla ska vi älska. Och oh no, wait, what's a door? I can't remember Swedish now. I know it's in English, but I can't remember what it is in Swedish. Wait. Yes, of course. It's the same as love. That's the difference. That's what makes it difficult. Okay, sorry. Hang on. You're not making it easy on me. Gary är den absolut bästa. Och alla ska vi älska och avguda honom. Lovad vore vår Lord Gary. Prisa vår fina Lord Gary. Vanishing Oni. I'm so sorry, I can't pronounce. You want a bubble of the day? Let's see. I'm gonna... Sorry, you can hear all the clatter. The clink clonks. Vanishing Oni. Okay. So today, Vanishing, I don't know if it has to do with your Twitch name, but where did my wand go? Where did my wand go? There you are. Oh no. Here you are. They've been talking to me for a long while to get a new friend who want to come work with us. Oh, we have this. They are talking to me about remembering how you were a part of a family. Today. So I'm gonna bring that up. We don't have to feel we need to socialize, but it's also beautiful to know that we have people around us. And that is that very simple little message that I want to bring to you today. So I'm gonna put that into this little bubble. There. With spending time with family doesn't mean that we must appreciate everything that has ever happened. We appreciate it, but we don't have to, or we acknowledge it, but we don't have to appreciate it. We don't have to feel this overbearing expression or this overbearing sensation of we having to be so grateful and all of the rest. It's simply about just spending time with who is still alive. Being part of just knowing that you're not alone. And it really has to do with family today. So I'm putting that in this little bubble. And it is with love vanishing. It's with love and comfort that we send it your way. Not as something that you need to do, not to weigh you down, rather have you open up and feel comfortable. There. It's coming your way, and it's just with love. It's about people who are still there, who you have, that you're not alone. And it's okay. You don't have to feel like you need to act in a certain way or appreciate everything that has been going on in order to be not alone. Yeah. There. I know that you are very questioning towards this, but it is with love that it is coming through. And it's not about having to be socializing, but it's about remembering that you are part of something. There are people around you that is there for you. That's all. That is all. That's what you needed to hear, Cosy. You two are very similar. Just that you are more open to this. More vanishing has been burned a couple of times. And it's tough. But this is with love it's coming through. So I understand how you would feel alone. But it's okay. So also you have a lot of in common, croissant. So it's beautiful that you saw this. But also you vanishing. Just remember the people who are still alive is really what is coming through today. Okay? With love. And love isn't about having to achieve. It's about being. So just breathe. And dare to be you. When we are alive and when people are still here, it's beautiful if we can share experience. Thank you, my friend. David, are you still here? And are you ready for your transference? I'm not sure how many I will do today, but we'll see. You know, if not today, then you're still in queue for the next time. It's beautiful having you here, David. The memories is what I said, Vanishing. We don't have to appreciate everything that has been happening in order to just be where we are today. What would you like today, David? Would you like a reading or a healing? General or focused? How do you feel? If you want to know who's in queue, something, you put !list, I think it is. Of course it's okay, Amanda, but we have time. We'll see what happens. We just enjoy a beautiful evening or day. Do that, Croissant. Have a beautiful sleep. And just take care. And I hope to see you back here if you feel like it. Also, you can join us on Discord if you like. Welcome to the community, my friend. Is it list? I think. Oh, it's fun. Oh, Paga requested it's fun instead. Okay. You like a general reading, David? Yes. Also you, David, I started to talk about violence with you before. I briefed on that subject in the start of the stream because I felt it was so important to bring up. And so I was just talking about how, because I was so scared of bringing it up, but I felt I want to be open and transparent. And so what it was that I was talking about was that I was in the social care system, and I was with a family where I was occasionally beaten. And because of that, and because of everything or the rest, I have stress in my body that makes it so that I sometimes feel myself putting myself in a corner. And when someone comes to try to help me, I lash out because of being scared. And sometimes, unfortunately, I do this with violence or with mean words. And it's something that my body has learned to do, but it is unfortunate. And what we do is being open and honest with it, about it, so we can meet it, so that it doesn't have to happen again. So I spent the first part of the stream talking about that. That came up in your reading last. And it's beautiful seeing you here again, David. I just wanted to bring that up. Not you having to do with violence, but me bringing it up with the cat, if you remember. This little one. Yeah. Yes, sweet dreams, Croissant. So, David. It's very silent today, David. It's very silent. Let me see. Why are you still afraid of opening up? Because I feel you are really starting to see these doors that we spoke about before. And you are moving. You are thinking about doing things. What are you afraid of in doing? Because you're creating more obstacles for yourself than what you're actually experiencing. Or you're creating more obstacles than there need to be in this. So what is it with feeling insecure that makes you safe? It's what you recognize, right? So you stay with it because you recognize it, and it is how you experience yourself. But you have such a clear head. That makes you joke, that makes you laugh because you don't experience that. But you have such a clear way of seeing things sometimes, especially in this that you are moving on. You are moving. Why are you so scared of letting go? Why do you think you need to let go of things in order to welcome something in? It's interesting. I feel you moved on from the anger, that we spoke about last. And now you are settling in your own emotions, it feels like. But you're holding yourself back. You are starting to think. Think about what you can do. But you're holding yourself back because you're afraid of losing the child within. You're afraid of losing... okay. So you're afraid of losing the comfort in having been through what you've been through. The comfort of comforting yourself. So it feels like you're ready to start a new slate. But you're afraid of what that will bring. Because you're afraid of losing the appreciation for yourself in the process. It's interesting because it can have to do with my perspective of things. But usually in your reading or your readings before, David, a lot was focused on what other people think about you. But in this reading, I feel a lot is about what you think of yourself and what you want to do in your life. So I truly see that as an evolving. I see that as something you really are moving on. You're moving forward, but you are still keeping still. So you are keeping yourself... Sorry, my foot has fallen asleep. I apologize. You are keeping yourself from starting anew. Is this something that you would resonate with, David? Because I see all these thoughts. I see all of these ideas coming to you. But you are keeping yourself on a short leash, a tight leash. And I don't feel it has to do with the pandemic. I don't feel it has to do with anything external in this way. I feel that has to do with you, like I said, being afraid of losing appreciation of yourself. I'm still waiting to open so that I can get a letter that tells that I passed. Okay, so it is external. It's interesting that you said that right there because it feels like it's more of an internal thing. I feel like it's more your emotions towards yourself. But it makes sense also this in that case, but it feels like you are feeding on that stagnant energy. It's a weird energy. Or not weird, but it's interesting, it's peculiar. So it's interesting that you said that it's, because I felt that you were gonna be saying that it is external. It just feels like everything is very focused on you right now. Before it was focused on who you are from outside looking in. Now it feels like it's who you are from the inside, and I see that you are waiting on the external, but I do really feel that it's about how you perceive yourself. So if this tells you, oh, you got an in, and this you can start to do things, it feels like you will still be left in the same space in your head, the same headspace. And it has to do with not wanting to let go of not feeling sorry for yourself, but being vulnerable, actually. I feel you're afraid of being vulnerable towards yourself because you don't want to make mistakes, right? Also, I think we spoke about creativity. Yes, we did. Last. I don't see any... You need to find that outlet for yourself, David, because I feel you are still... I know that you're focusing on external things happening, but at the same time, it is so very internal what you are going through. In the grieving process, though, that we were talking about before, it truly feels like it has calmed down, and that is beautiful. But you still need that outlet, David. You don't have to wait on the world to create your own reality. I like that. Scorpion Queen, I do free readings here on Twitch. So I like that where you don't have to wait on the world to create your own reality, because you're already in it. So truly the only thing for you today, David, that I feel that we want to talk about with you is that you still need to find this outlet for yourself in order to let your mind rest a little, because you're so on yourself with everything. So it's that creative outlet that we are looking for. Like the shaman I am, talking about the creativity, but it is important. But I see how you really are letting yourself experience what you experience inside. So that I want you to know that we see the struggle, we see what you do, the journey inside. Now we want to find that balance in also having an outlet to keep to explore it outside of ourselves as well. So think about that. The same thing we spoke about before. But it's beautiful to see that your energies are calming down. It's absolutely wonderful. And I hope that it will go well with what you are waiting for. But don't wait for the world to create your own reality. Because you are your life. It's happening right now. I can't say that enough, you know? Gonna see what... Aha! You know what, David? We're gonna talk about the woods. We're gonna talk about the forest. We're gonna talk about realming our realm, our woods, our forest. Daring to be the bear. Daring to leave our mark. Once again, it's the same message as always, David. But truly, in a calm way, just strutting around, strutting about, living our life. But you really are in the bear's energy of being very calm right now. And that is beautiful. So I really have nothing else to say than just think about that creative outlet. And as always, and I'm just coming back to it, but I love that analogy or that expression. Don't wait for the world to create your reality. And it's beautiful seeing how you really gotten through this. And remember that you're not alone. And if you ever want to talk, you have the community. And you have other people too. But it's beautiful having you here. But that truly is all I have for you today, David. Don't wait for the world to create your reality. It starts within here. And you've done such a beautiful work within. Now bring it out. There, do it. Does this feel okay, David? For today? It's that encouragement, okay? Thank you for being you. Truly. And thank you for letting me bring you that very simple, very short, but beautiful message. And once again, truly, they're asking me to repeat it. Thank you for being you. You're an asset to the world because you're in it. Always the same, but it's beautiful to see the evolution of what is happening, right? My cue always disappears. Sorry. Senten, I hope that feels okay, David. And Scorpion Queen, beautiful seeing you here. How are you doing, my friend? I'm not sure how many I will go through today, but when you join my queue, you stay in it until you leave, or leave the queue, or until you get your reading. So you will still keep your position for next stream, or you will be put as pending. So if you join, next time you join, you will be put in queue. So you will keep your place in queue, not your position, but your place, if that makes any sense. That's beautiful. I'm well, yeah. So, Santhan, my friend, would you like your transference? I can do your transference, and then I think I will go for a short break, and then we'll see how many we come through. We'll see what happens. Would you like your transference, Santhan? And what would you like today? Would you like a reading or a healing? General or focused? You know the deal. But I come to you. You have a very specific question today. What's the question, Santhan? What's going on? What's going on, my friend? Or it's a general but specific. So it's a general area of thoughts, but the thoughts are rather specific, if that makes any sense, I feel. I want a reading, but I'm also being drawn to healing, but I feel you know the one that is more important. Yeah, you have questions, I feel, something that has to do with your evolvement, not your involvement, you're evolving as a telepath. I feel you're questioning yourself in a way, and I feel you have very specific questions also to me, or for me. And so I would love to hear you, because I know you're drawn to healing because that has us meet up, right? And that is something that you enjoy doing in a way that you're actually using it sometimes to hide away from yourself in going astral. But today I feel you also have questions, and I feel those questions are what my guides, or what your guides say to my guides that we should talk about today. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Because I feel it has to do with the teachings, if that makes any sense. Because I feel there's a part of you, which I actually think is a spiritual guide of yours, who's catching up with you, because you're doing so much. You're doing so many things, and you're creating so much, but I feel there's a part of you, a rational part of you, that is actually catching up with you to hold you back a little and say, hang on something, let's actually reconsider or watch what we actually are doing here and what it is. And I feel coming in contact with me in this community is something that is really helping you in this, in starting to explore what it is that you're doing from a perspective of the many. So you've been so much in your own head, and you still are so much in your own head, but you're also, it seems like a theme of today where we start to observe ourselves, but I feel you are still in your head, but you're hearing the whisperings of your guides telling you or talking about seeing it up from the bigger picture. And the bigger picture for you is something that you're trying to understand what they can mean. or what they mean with the bigger picture, if that makes any sense. If that is anything that you would resonate with, because I feel you're still doing you, and you are doing what you are doing, but there are some things starting to whisper in your ears. You're starting to hear new energies coming in, and you are wondering what is going on. If that is what resonates with you, because that is what I feel in your energy. It could be that it will start to come in, but I feel this is happening. Yeah. So what it feels like is actually an adult, if I may use that word, coming into trying to pull you down to earth a little bit. And we've been talking, you and I, a little bit, and I know that you are so much in your own head for a reason, but it is also time for you to start wonder if you can actually be hiding from yourself and going into your head. And it's not something that is, it's not something bad, it's not anything wrong, because nothing is wrong. You do everything for a reason. And when being lonely, we tend to indeed trying to search the company of ourselves and our own abilities, and in this energies. So you are doing everything, things are just happening, it is just flowing, and then at the same time you start feeling something coming in, talking about how you're actually missing out on other things, and other things being other parts of life. We spoke about before how we can get drunk on energy, how we can get drunk on spirituality, and it is actually, for some people, it's part of everything, right? It's just part of life. And people get addicted to different things in life. And when we feel lonely, and when we feel we have not found our place, we do everything to try and find that. And when we think that we find something that makes sense to us, and that actually even can work as us feeling a little bit above others, sorry to say, but sometimes we get that feeling, that notion, that will have us feel we have a purpose. And so we get a little bit addicted to it. And what is happening is that you get addicted to you're getting addicted to what you can do in your mind, and you are experiencing everything from that standpoint in order to fit in. And what is happening is now your other part of your conscious is coming in to actually talk about the emotions you are feeling in what you are missing out on, which is what is around you. So truly the balance in this, and the reality of it, is that you are alone. And within that, you are trying to shape your kingdom so that you have a purpose. When we cannot have a purpose by being ourselves, we strive for being someone that someone else can look up to, so that one day maybe we'll look up to ourselves and realize that we are actually good enough. I'm not saying that what you are doing is something you should not. No, you should definitely explore. And we need this part of ourselves. But you are also a beautiful person. You are also a beautiful child. You are also a beautiful you. And you don't have to feel you need to be a king in order to be you. It's so you're trying to create your own kingdom when all you really want is someone to see you, someone to talk to you, to ask you how you're doing. So in order to take the place of a leader, you can provide that to yourself by having people wanting to know things from you, because you are taking the part of the leader of the pack, when in reality all you actually want is confirmation that you're good enough. I know there are parents who miss their son. I know there are people who wonder where their friend is. And I know there is a boy who is wondering what life actually is all about. So what I feel today, Santhan, keep exploring. It's important. But when you feel this way, it's so beautiful you have a mother to hug. I know so many can resonate. I know my fiancé for one, and me as well, but I moved on in different families. But I know my fiancé, if you don't mind me sharing, love, I hope it's okay. But when we spend time doing one activity, when we grow up, I know, yeah, hi Red. I know when we spend time doing one activity and we feel this is the only thing that we are good enough to do. This is the only thing that can provide us with a piece of life. I know that when we then grow up, we have the tendency of continuing to do this, but with the fear of never having to or never being able to re-establish the relationship to the people that were around us, because we are terrified that we let them down when we focused on only this activity, where we thought were the only way not to let ourselves down. Your mother wants a hug. And yes, maybe they're not interested in hearing you out in what you experience in this with spirituality, with telepathy. And maybe they are gonna talk about things that doesn't inspire you. But they have also lived, and you are living, so share experiences, and then they're right there. I love to hear what is happening for you and what you explore and what you can do with your mind. But I also want to hear your heart, because that is those two combined, that makes up you. And you are not just beautiful because you are a telepath. You are beautiful because you are alive, and in your life, all of the parts make up the whole. There are so many adults here right now and in this community that resonates with having focused on one particular things in order to survive throughout their childhood, and now today wonder how they're gonna re-establish the relationship to the people that were around them. Not saying that we put any judgment, that I put any judgment on anyone. I'm just saying there's an experience that does happen. And right now, when you are here, right now, your mom wants a hug. And I think that is also what you want. Confirmation, affirmation, love. So have that, as well as a community that really wants to hear what is happening with your mind, what you can do. But we want both and all of it, because it's life. And life is happening right now. And we should never wish upon ourselves that we had a different childhood. We should never hope that we could have done anything different. No. But now, when you are right here, right now, take it as an inspiration. And I know many also here, has the problem of dissociating. I have a difficulty of being present, which might sound weird because of what I work with, but this is what I experience. And I have a difficulty being present because I have not found a way to make me feel appreciated in me, because I felt I needed to achieve. And this is also true for you. So if you right now, even today, can get to feel loved for not what you achieve, but who you are, and simply for being you, that can help and prevent for you to dissociate in the future. And it's okay if it still happens. But this can be a little push and a little bit of inspiration to you. So be the king and be the knight of telepathy. But don't forget to be the boy, the human, Santhan. You're gonna have a little figurine. It's gonna be a silent one, I think. But just as a closure to this reading. Let's see what wants to come through. What wants to come through today? Home. When you can be snug, cozy. Take part of that warmth. Unconditional love. Did you feel this figurine, Santhan? It's getting crowded here. There are even more cats? Yeah, there are many cats. Does this feel okay, Santhan? For today? Beautiful. Thank you, my friend. Just remember the mind and the heart and all of it that makes up you. Thank you. With love, my friend. I saw that Vanishing Goni left. I'm just gonna say, you who feel these readings are very long, they are. if you like a shorter one, we have shorter options in the channel points, because these readings often they can take a while, but it is the way that I work, and I'm not going to try to change it, because this is how my heart works. And I also think that hopefully it can help the many. So it's not just, it's a personal reading for the individual, but the readings here on Twitch are also sometimes very general and things that many of us can resonate with. And we're also just human, so we will be very similar and very different in our own ways, and it's beautiful. I am Scorpio. Yeah, I am. Oh, Ara, my dear. You're so beautiful. Thank you so much. And I am sorry that it takes so long. I am Scorpio. Yeah. I am. It's so beautiful. And I'm sorry that these readings are long, but like I said, I hope that the content can help also people who are listening in. And it is beautiful. This is simply the way it is. I don't seem like one, really? How's a Scorpio supposed to be then? I know they're supposed to be very emotional. Well, I collided with my twin. My twin's a Libra, so maybe that's that's what happened. I don't actually, Scorpion Queen. I would love to, but I don't actually know my moon and rising signs. I don't know much. I don't have any teachings behind me. I just completed Meridian Flash actually, but apart from that, I don't have any teachings per se. I simply read the Akashic libraries or the information coming in frequency, and the frequency can be electricity. So I'm just being, it's my way of working. It's listening to my heart, listening to yours is what I say. But I would love to know. Oh, Arasan, thank you so much. I appreciate you. You're Cancer. All my brothers are basically all the personifications of, what's it called? They're Scorpions. How they're made out to be by others. But I think colliding with my twin, no matter how we look at it, if it could have been just something happening for me inside of my head, it really did calm me down somewhat, and it made up this balance for me. Sometimes I even feel cold. I was very, very emotional before, but I feel I've gotten this rationality, this balance of trying to, yeah, this is Libra, right? Trying to find new perspectives, to find a way forward, rather than to, I was gonna say rather than dwell in the past, but it's about appreciating the past and the present and the future. Appreciation and perspective. Yeah. I didn't find my astrology book that helps you write out your birth chart. I just wouldn't trust myself given an in-depth reading. What does a cusp mean, Scorpio? Sorry, I am not into this. Oh, I don't know anything. My brain is completely wiped several times over, and all that is information coming to me in the moment. So I'm sorry. You're all right in my book. Pat yourself on the back because I won't. Oh, Emma. Love you, my friend. I think we'll keep on going, actually. I feel like we can keep on going. I am gonna stream just for half an hour more, so maybe we'll go over somewhat, but I want to go out. I wish I could stream from outside. It's so beautiful. but we'll see. But we just keep on going, and you who do not receive your reading today, they will come more times, more opportunities. But my readings here are quite long, yes. And if you would like private readings with me and private processes, join our Discord and get a hold of me there. Right now I'm on vacation from private readings, but I will be back on the 6th of July. Oh, a cusp is near another sign. Like if you're October 23, 24, you might be a Libra Scorpio. Oh! Really? Okay. I need to keep my my twin's integrity, but those numbers that you're bringing up are very, very interesting. Indeed. Maybe we can talk, you and I. I would love to check this out, because something did happen when we collided. He's a Libra and I am a Scorpio. Also my fiance is a Libra and my father. But all of them are Libras, but it's really, something really did happen. And when you look at, I have a friend doing coloscope, and she said that we are both Omega and we are both for balance, so we work to balance things out. It's interesting. I appreciate your long readings. You take your time with it and put so much care. Oh, Ara, you're beautiful. Thank you. It's quite interesting, huh? Your birthday is on July 3rd. Alright. Well, happy very soon birthday. Yeah. So, Ara, I think you are next actually, my friend. I'm gonna check. Yes! What would you like today, Ara? Would you like a reading? A healing? General or focused? How do you feel? The portal gun, yeah. I'm sorry for the beam, by the way. It seemed it was just one candle that did that. And it burned out. Oh. A general healing, yes, of course. I just need to stretch my legs a little bit. Yes, you don't seem much like a Scorpio. They're rather dark, but you might have something in your birth chart that helps ground all that. I am rather dark. And I have these parts of me as well, but I work with it. And if it makes any sense, my twin is 10 years older than me, so we did walk the earth as Libra before Scorpio coming in, if that makes any sense. It's a telepathic twin. So we live at the same time. We experience both we have our separate lives, our two minds, two bodies, two lives, but we experience the same system, so the same nutrition, the same energy and thoughts and these things. So we did walk the earth as a Libra 10 years before the Scorpio was born. Makes sense. Okay, Ara, I just need to stretch my legs. Oh, my old man legs. I'm always blaming things on my twin. But when I switch sometimes and he comes in and I'm gonna sit on the floor, it's the first thing he says. Why is she on the floor? It's just the way it is. Okay. Ara, let's see. He is also very scientific in his approach, so that also helps with the balance, I think, maybe. We are having a heaven on earth moment right now. It's quite interesting. I experienced this with Emma last stream. How the world is in different colors. Have you experienced a fever these past couple of days, Ara? because I sense this fever rush, like things are moving more slowly. Maybe it could be due to energy as well, but it feels like when you have a fever and everything is just slow, more slow than usual, and bright because we can't quite handle the light. It feels like a rose garden fever, so it feels like you are enjoying the experience, but everything is very slow. It could be due to you being tired as well, but I feel it feels feverish, if that makes any sense. I'm gonna see. Do you have a brother also, Ara? No fever, but I did suddenly have a slow feeling energy. It feels like... It's interesting because it really feels like a fever rush. It feels like just the experience that you have when you're having a fever. It just feels like I said, everything feels slow, almost like you're drifting in space, in a sense. No brother energy, maybe rescue. I was very, that was so brief. It was not prompt at all coming in, but I do sense a masculine energy, and I just threw the brother out. It didn't feel like it, but I just threw it out because of the masculine energy coming in. I think it could also be your spiritual guide, but it feels like someone is trying to catch up with you. In a little bit like we spoke about in a different reading before, but here I'm gonna see who this is actually, because this is really fascinating. It's definitely a boy. I wonder if it's someone that... It feels like it's back to school. You've been having a floaty feeling for the past week. Yeah, it's so fascinating with how the energy works right now. Everything is so... There's so much energy. And everyone is talking about this strawberry moon. But it's really interesting, but it really is just so much energy. There is a boy coming in that you used to go to school with. I said brother because I saw him so quickly. There's a boy that you used to go to school with, and they're talking about a painting class. And I know that you love painting, so it's... It's someone that used to be a bit of an odd one out. It's awful to say it that way, but that is what they're telling me. And it's about you. It's about your painting. But it's interesting because I don't think it's the energy that wants to come through. It's the message within that energy that has to do with your life and how you look at yourself. And I think it has to do with who you were back in school. But this is a boy who were always a little bit on the outskirts. I think he might have had something that made him a little bit, that people didn't really know how to handle him or how to... And I think maybe you stepped in some way or form. I don't think you were best of friends, but I think that you were there. I don't think this is the first person that you would think of. I think this is someone that would take a while for you to guess who it is, because it's someone that just were part of the background, even though he was very much looked at in a very special, specific way. He was also just part, because you also had this experience where you would be part of a group and then you would turn out not to be part of a group, and you would go back and forth being mostly by yourself. This is also someone who was in that, in those shoes as well, but he was more, when he was in a group, he would have been rather bullied and actually used in a bully-some way, if that makes any sense, while you were usually on the outskirts as the observer once more, and enjoying your time being lonely, even though you wish you had someone by your side, and sometimes you had, but you can enjoy that part in a bit. This is a boy who had a problem in trying to understand his own focus and his own doing. But what is interesting is that he's not coming through because of his energy wanting to seek yours. It's coming through with a message. It's a message of how you perceive yourself, and it has to do with your painting. Because it feels like you are questioning yourself somewhat, which is interesting, because I also feel like you are getting over that part. It feels like you are finding yourself being more and more confident, but maybe that confidence makes it so that you don't spend as much time as you would have wanted on your hobbies, on you learning more things, on your crafting, on your paintings. I feel you are shielding yourself a bit because of being a little bit embarrassed. It feels like you're embarrassed of where you put your time and effort, in a sense. But I wonder why this boy is coming in. They're talking about how he was never part of something, or he thought he was part of nothing. No, I'm not sure either, but they're talking about how he was never part of anything. He thought himself being part of nothing, but in reality he was right there. And he had this view on the world, he had this beautiful talent of perceiving how he was perceiving the world. And I think the message, it could be that you understand who it is after this reading, because it's not someone who would click like that. But the message coming through is that you have your own beauty in your talents. You are beautiful in the way you are, and you don't have to feel like you are losing your part because of shifting perspective, or because of shifting what you do. I don't know why. We'll let this boy be for now. Let me know if it comes up, but I feel that it's more about how it could be also that we are looking at this because you have so much easier time looking at other people than yourself, in wanting other people to strive, knowing that they can do beautiful things. And now when it comes to you, and we spoke about you before in how you feel regarding what you've gone through, and it feels like now you are judging yourself in what you are doing, what you're spending time doing, because your scheduling is shifting and you're afraid of losing the grip of what you were, or what you had, what part you had in your life, because of not following the same schedule as before. I think this boy is coming in also because of his way of feeling the world, of it being having to have these structures. And now when you've had these structures of what you did before and how you spent your time, and now it's shifting, you're afraid of losing the confidence in yourself, and you're afraid of no longer being what you have to be in order to be right, because of your scheduling, because of what you choose to do with your time. I wonder who this boy is. But we let him be. It's just interesting because I think it's a way of looking at yourself. He is going to come in, I'm sure of it, in some way or form, but it's also about the easier way of looking at yourself and seeing it from the perspective of being someone else. And so when this boy stood there in the classroom all by himself, and people are judging him, he doesn't dare paint on the canvas. But when he's by himself, he can create beautiful artwork. But no one sees that. What it's about for you is really daring to be who you are without being afraid of being judged by yourself, because you're the one judging. And the past you, it's like you need to be right for the past you. You need to be right to who you were, for making sense on what you went through, so that you can inspire others. It's so interesting how you look at yourself in different ways. Light boy or boy from the spirit realm, I'm not sure at all who this person is, who this boy is. He doesn't want to step forward in where he comes from, but the message is how he has such a beautiful talent when he's by himself, or it's shown when he's by himself, but he doesn't dare show it because it's expected of him to not be able to do anything when people are around. And this is something that is, I think this message is the most important thing in how you look at your world. I also think you have this interest and this want to help others and boys like him. And where it starts in is you can relate, yeah. And that, I think, is why this is coming through in this way, because you want to be helping others, and you would love to help others thrive, but you're afraid of being right for them. So part of you is saying, no, I don't want that at all, and your heart is saying, but I do. And so why this boy is coming forth, it could be someone that maybe you will meet later, but I also see it being you in a sense, and I see it going back to the school days. So we'll see what happens if you can figure out who it is. But no matter, I don't think it's you, Santhan. This is someone who had a different way of looking at life. But no matter who he is, I think the message is so beautiful, and I think it's a way for you to have this message is to see it from it being someone else going through it, because you immediately go, oh, I wish I could do something for this boy, but I know I can't, so I can't wish. But at the same time, your heart is, I believe that you have the strength, Ara, to do what you want to do. I do believe that you do have the strength to be there for others as well as yourself. But it's not selfish feeling like you have to be there for yourself first. But I do feel this heart, I see this heart of wanting to be there for others in a vulnerable position. And I also see you feeling selfish for thinking about yourself. In dreams we see others as part of ourselves so we can view ourselves more objectively. Yeah. And I think this is maybe what we're doing. This boy is his energy is so real. It's so much a part of this. But I feel that energy and that life can work as an inspiration for you in wanting to find that within. And remember that you can still be selfish without being selfish. You can be selfish and help others. Era. But right now it's okay not seeing that it's okay feeling you need time for yourself, because you are healing. But remember what we said? He didn't dare putting anything on the canvas when people were looking, because of the expectations that he was taught by the situation he was in. So with you, it's okay to first create your masterpiece in silence, but also know that having people, I see children especially, in vulnerable situations, and find their passion through art, and find their voice through art. This is not something you need to be doing right now. It's okay to feel you need the time for yourself, but know that I do see the strength within you to be able to do this in the future. And I see the wish for it in your heart, as well as I see the need for being alone. Let me see. They're saying that you're afraid of turning out to be a mother. But you're you. And there's so much more to a person than one perspective. So truly, Ara, this that you wish for the future, it's okay to let it be the future, because you're already in that energy, even though you're taking care of yourself. Don't feel obligated to have to do anything. It's okay to feel right now you need time for yourself, not just because of what is going on, but what is going on inside of you. You are healing. You need time for yourself. But know that you have the strength to also be there for others when you feel ready for it, with love and with heart. Truly. Does this make any sense for you? And the boy, he will come up later. We will meet him many more times. But right now, this is the message that wants to come through. And something for you to think about. It's okay to do your art in quiet, but you can showcase it when you're ready. It's gonna be still there. I hope it can bring a little something, this. It's a very peculiar reading. I tell myself, or maybe it was my spirit guides were telling me to take time for myself. I will exhaust myself in my healing and being there for others. Yeah. And that's what we're talking about. You have this wish of being there for others, but you also have this wish of being for yourself. And right now you need time for yourself. And then you can be there for others. Yeah. It's not selfish. It's taking responsibility, if we're gonna be honest. Or if you're gonna be right, matter-of-factly, it's taking responsibility to take care of yourself. Let this boy be with in that. And create your art in peace. We need to take care of our own health and mentality too. Yeah, indeed. So we can breathe fresh and dare share what is us. See if I have a figurine for you. Yeah. This one has been out before, but it's coming with a different message today. Come out in spring. I know that turtles don't hibernate, but if you go into your shell and come out in spring. That's what they're saying. It's okay. It's very crowded here, though. I'm gonna have to do this. I mean, your turtle. Also, them need rest. There it is. Also, them need rest. Beautiful, huh? Oops, I'm so sorry you could hear that. It's me placing the water back. I'm sorry. Does this feel okay for today, Ara? Very peculiar, but beautiful. I was appreciate reading is the time and energy you share to deliver the messages. Does it make any sense though? Do you feel I can bring a little something up? Or just more questions? Questions is good though. Thank you. People say sometimes that as a reader you should be able to see anything, especially as a telepath. But like I say, I can't speak for everyone, but all of us have our frequencies, and we have hundreds and thousands of frequencies connected to us. Imagine all the frequencies out there. Imagine all the lives happening right now. If I could hear everything, it would be impossible for me to even keep up with my own life. So no. I hear only what information comes to me in the situation, depending on how I'm feeling, how you're feeling, how the interaction goes, all of it. And sometimes it doesn't make much sense in a rational way, but it's beautiful nevertheless, because it's what comes through. And if it can give a little joy, a little bubble, like you know, Luna, sometimes it doesn't make any sense to us, but maybe it will in the end, some way, some parts of the path. Guys, it's actually time for us to end here today. I have a question. Amanda and Red and Scorpion Queen, you who are in queue, would it be okay if we did very short readings to each and every one of you? And then I will keep you in queue and we can come back with a full reading next stream. How would you feel about that? Because I do feel there's messages to each and every one of you, but we can do short ones. How would you feel? We can do figurine messages, for example, and then I come back to you next time you join on stream. Whatever is clever. How do you feel, guys? If Red and Scorpio, if you are still here, my dears. I'm sorry that it takes such a while, my readings, but like I said, I think it's a beautiful journey. Okay, it's beautiful